Hi, this might be a bridge too far. It's a copyright free image that I got online. I think it's from photosforartists.co.uk. There are thousands of images online, but you have to be careful with copyright. I don't want to pinch anything if you can get it for free. This is copyright free, so I'm not going to show you the image just in case that is copyrighted, but we can paint from them to our heart's content. Now this is Fingle Bridge down in Devon. I've been over it several times. Now someone's going to phone up and say it's in Cornwall. But anyway, wherever it is, I've been over it. So just adjust these images here, these bits. Got to get it right, otherwise Smoothie will be watching me. He's wonderful accuracy with his drawing. I'm not, I'm very approximate. I draw well enough to be able to paint, and that's about it really. Let's put my cloth in there. So what we've got is a largest aperture here and a smaller one either side. And the way I'm going to show the top of this bridge is to lift out. I'm going to paint down to there with sort of a darkish green, and when it's dry, I'll just sort of lift it out with a damp brush. It's framed with heavy foliage on both sides. I'm not going to stipple it. I'm just going to do it with washers, I think. Try and make it easier for us all. But we'll have a bit of dark behind the pillars of this bridge. If you're interested in how they built these sort of bridges, Ken Follett wrote a couple of books, The Pillars of the Earth, which has been on television, but a marvellous book, in which he describes the building of the cathedrals. Although the TV programme was a bit ropey, it wasn't very, well, we didn't like it anyway. So that's the water line across there. But he followed it up with one set in the plague in the 17th century, in which he described the cofferdams which they built around where they're going to put the pillars by piling until they could keep the water out, and then they would build up on the dry bed. It was quite remarkable how they did these things. Right, okay, so I'll get my palette. And it's languishing in my nice Ziploc bag. Now we've got lemon yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, paint grey and burnt sienna. Now, as you know, I don't usually go online for images, because I like to make them up or work for my own stuff or my own paintings even. But because I'm pretty prolific with all this, it's very easy to run out of stock images of your own. And so, that's dirty, that brush. So here we are, resorting to the internet. But I'm no photographer. Okay, so we'll give that a warm with a very faint bit of raw sienna, just to unify everything. Just a general warm colour all over, and then just a faint bit of blue in there. It's not a sky picture, it's just a very get a bit of in on the horizon here, but I'm going to cover most of that up. But we'll just put a light hint of that blue on the water. I can't remember what the name of the river is. I think it might be the Tamar. Well, someone will enlighten us. But anyway, it's just a painting of the English countryside. Okay, so let's just clip that one. Nice and tight. This Fabriano, £130. It's good paper for this sort of stuff. Right, now while that's wet, but let's put in a bit of a background, a bit of a bluey greeny colour. just to show a bit of distance coming in down here. And we've put a bit of lemon yellow in there. With more green than anything. Right, let's come down to the bridge, and that will do for, well, we'll put a bit of darker stuff in there. A bit of burnt sienna, a bit of blue and a bit of yellow. More blue than anything. But we'll just, so this is all in the distance. So I'll just put those a bit blue, so I give an impression of distance. Right, okay, that'll do. Let's put in some dark around the bridge now, some dark foliage. So Payne's grey, lemon yellow, burnt sienna. And we'll just put all this in here. Bit of shadow. And a bit of, this looks like some I don't know, elder trees in the distance here. I'm going to go dark on the bridge. This is in the depth of the wood, either side of this bridge. I'll put in a bit of dark in there. And some dark in here. On the banks of this river, I'll enhance this with a bit of lemon yellow. So we've got a bank coming up here, so we'll put that in. Right, nice dark there. Right, won't do too much in one spot. We need some nice bright greens on here now. So just pure yellow really, just to show that that's catching some light at the top and coming in here with that. I don't want too much sparkle, but I want to show some of that light of the sky coming through. Right, I'm changing that. You can see a bit of the top of the bridge going across there, but I might just lift out some of that. So let's go in with some nice dark green. Burnt sienna, Payne's grey. Really nice dark here. So we've got this bank coming here, some trees coming out of that, all this growth here. Right, that will do there for a moment. We'll go on to this side now. There's a lot of dark in here, but we'll put in a little bit of lemon yellow. The light is obviously coming from over here behind this hill, so let's just put in some of that. I've got a friend that he works professionally, and well, years ago I gave him the Ron Ransom palette, all the colours that I use, and he really did does some lovely stuff. I won't tell you his name. He's not online, but he then used a lot of gouache in his mixes so he could do all these leaves, which was great, produced some lovely work. He often exhibits in our local libraries. Right, now there's some really good darks in there. A warm dark, or warm dark green. Just coming down here. Just putting some foliage there. Because I'm going to scrape out a lot of this, and I'm going to invent quite a bit of card work in this. I can't do it accurately, that's not what I do. I can only create impressions. So these are my darks. Let's get a really good dark now. Just building up the washes, wet in wet. We can just put some nice leaves. I have got my stippling brush, haven't I? That cheap hake, but I'm going to stick with what I've got here. Just put some random stuff here. Changing the direction of my brush. I'll do a bit of Payne's grey in there as well. Some of that. Now let's just do that bit of wash with nice dark green to counterchange with. Make the lights look lighter, in other words, counterchange. Right, okay. No detail as yet. So let's have a go at the bridge. Oh no, I was going to put some darker greens, warm green. When I say warm green, I mean mixing a bit of burnt sienna or even burnt umber with the Payne's grey and the lemon yellow to get a nice rich warm green. See, I'm going to counterchange against this. There's a bit of yellow, more yellow there. Take a few liberties here. Right, bridge. I'm going to use the inch flat with some of this. So a good grey colour would be Payne's grey. Very faint, Payne's grey, and a bit of burnt umber. So that was more or less a stone colour. But a warm stone colour. come over it all and then enhance the brickwork. Just get the wash in first. These piers are triangular, so we'll just a bit darker, darker version. It's just the blue, the Payne's grey and the burnt umber. Dark bit there. Just get some I'm going to have to do that with a finer brush there, I think. My nice new rigger. Oh, it is. Just covered my fingers with lemon yellow. Hope you're not dying of boredom there. Well, I want it dark, so burnt sienna and Payne's grey, but not obliterating dark. So I just want to put a dark shadow under this. Ooh. Haven't got a steady hand like Alan. Right, that's one, and there's a lot of dark in here. Probably too flat there. Let's just get that over there. Probably see more of this one. There we go, that'll do. And then we've got a bit of this arch here. I need to rest my hand on something. Okay, there's a sort of a stone ledge here. Right, okay, now a little bit of texturing now. I'm just putting these, ooh, too strong. I can't really see in the picture, I can't see any great keystone in this, just lots of stones. Just indicated, just a little bit of lost and found. That's too heavy. Just a few little touches here. Oh, we've got our shadow there. Shadow side. Thousands and thousands of really old stones, built from the local, well, from the side of the countryside, really, all this. But just a few, you don't need to overwhelm it with exactitude, just create an impression that there are lots of stones. Right, okay, that will do. I'll give that a dry, so take your headband off. Oh, plug in. I'll turn the plug on. Right, now with the tissue, I'm just going to lift the top of the fridge out, the light. So move my palette, let's just push my tray in and just go across here. And it just comes down a little bit there. So there we go, just about shows, isn't it? So that's how you do the light on the bridge, or light on anything. Just paint it in, then lift it out. We're going a bit uphill there. Well, a bit. The angle's a bit wrong there. Let's just move that over a little bit. Right. Sorry about my head. Okay, that'll sort of do. Right, now we want some dark at the bottom of this is where the water has stained. Right, okay. Let's get a little bit of greenery in there. I'm going to just use a bit of palette green now. Show some. Get some dark back in there. We'll show that the water coming through the bridge, or the back of the bridge, just darker, so as to enhance the light on the top of the water. Now this is just the water foliage behind, and then we've got some of this here, and quite a dark green above that, so we'll just put that in because that's the rest of the foliage from behind. And in here we'll just paint that darkish green. Right, this is just any old brush, it's nothing special, it's just a worn out number 6 or 5 around there. Right, now we've got this step here, and I'll just let that dry a little bit, and then a little bit of shadow or reflection. Right. I'm going to do the rest of that, the water with the hake. Right, just but while I'm at it, while I've got this brush in my hand, I'm just going to outline this foliage here, edge of the bank here. So I want to press, oh dear. Oh, that'll won't be a problem there, because I'm going to put some rocks there. I'm just detailing or counter changing the bank in here with this old brush here. It's all going to be in shadow, the reflection is going to be very dark in there. Right, okay. I think we'll put in some rocks now before we put the water in. So rocks, we've got a bit of stone grey, so we've got a bit of used burnt umber, which is a warm, and some Payne's grey. Good rich mix. Bit of burnt sienna, raw sienna in there. So let's just put them in. Keep them nice and wet. I'll do a few at a time because I want to scrape off the the tops to give us the lines. Let's see how we go here. There's several along here. Right, card. That's dry. It's very dry today. So just get it re-wet. Then just scrape away. I might even lift. Look, it's dried. I might even lift out on the tops of those. Let's just get that one a bit bolder there. Just re-wetting. Right. Not really lifting out very well. It's probably because it's quite small. I usually bung them in big, don't I? Right, well we'll let that go for a minute. That will look better when I've got the water in. Right, I've just vamped this. Vamp, technical term for bodging or improvising. Right, let's just catch in a bit of light in there. Big card, I think. Bit better. Okay. Let's go on the other side and see what's happening there. We've got some big ones in here. So there's a big one here. I'll just put that in. Quite dark. But with some sienna, with some raw sienna. And put some rocks in there. Alright, let's just get the scraper going. On there. They're quite round rocks, so I'm not painting them very well. Now we've got loads here, but we've got some greens in here as well. So let's put in this quite big one here. And some green. Let's put that in while we've got it. And that'll show. There will be some reflections of these, or they will, to a certain extent, show that they are rocks, and it does reflect in the water. Right, let's. Oh, it's just drying so quick. And then that's the greeny bit, and then just catching the light there. I'll have to lift out some of this, it's just not working very well. Okay. We'll make these ones here green. Okay, not quite where it is in the photograph. Okay. Yeah, it's soaking right in. The paper's bone dry now. And then we'll put in this night a warmer rock in this foreground, bit of green. Keep it nice and wet. Scrape. Right, that's about all I can do with that. Now we're going with some water now. So we've got to preserve, we've got to show this greenery, so with the dry brush, bit of Payne's grey, and a bit of lemon yellow, and we get this sort of colour. That's showing the bridge, but not in any. I mean, this is moving water here. And we'll add some of this lighter green. And darker in here. Now we've got some real good darks going in here. Like that. Really dark in behind this rock here. Get that darker in there. Right, now I want some blue in that, because we've got this blue tree here. Don't know if it'll show, but okay, well that will have to do for that. Now, just a very faint stone colour here. And then bits of dark in there, bits of dark green. Just a bit too dark, I think. Right, we'll go on. We'll leave that for a moment. We'll go on to the background trees. So we'll use burnt sienna, a bit of Payne's grey, a bit of blue if you wish, and just with a nice sharp blade, just another one in there. I'll do them with some of the rigger. It's a bit strong, but take a bit of water off. I'll put some bluish ones in there. And got some nice dark ones in here. Whoops, why is that? I'm like that, it's probably still wet. Take that, I don't like that. Right, back to the hake. Oh, it's very, very wet. Too much water on the brush. That's why you have the cloth, to take away the excess. So let's just get that in here. Just very gently touching. Well, that's some of the rigor, but these give lovely sort of hit and miss, impressionist sort of looks to the whole thing. And we've got one coming up here. Some in there. Just hit and miss. Just guessing now, just putting myself in there. Right, let's just put a little bit of dark in there. Right, let's get back to the rigger now, the fine rigger. I must admit I am struggling with this. It's got more detail than I like to use, but as an impression, it's a demo. I'm not taking too much care, otherwise it'll be all day. I'll get hungry. Right, that'll do for that. Let's put in some of these. Lost and found. Look, don't keep it solid because you've got leaves coming in front of leaves. And then put a few more over here. A bit random. Right, I can't really do much more than that. We'll sign it and we'll have a look and see what it's like. Apart from lifting out some of these rocks, I'll just put a signature on it. Sorry if that's the back of my head. Right, lifting out, okay. My large brush. I just want this to catch a bit of light there, and I'm going to paint dark on top of it just to highlight it. And then we've got lots of light on these. Just soften. So this is all the tricks of the trade really, just lifting out. We just no, I won't do any more there. It's a bit nice. That won't show because that is against the light of the water, which should have been darker there. Right, See if I can just put in a bit of dark over that. And that was where I wanted some dark, just to highlight that top of that rock. I think we've almost done here, and I think I'm almost done. I think it's a bit muddy myself. Right, now with me, now these are like a couple of big steps. With my white gouache, I'm going to just put a little couple of figures on there. Just squeeze a little bit out. And just give a bit of scale to the whole thing. It's quite a big bridge. You get some idea of what it's like from these figures. Right, a bit of darkening for the heads. That gap there might be just a bit high. Right, a bit of dark, a bit brown on it. Oh, yeah. No, they're terrible. Excuse me while I swear. Use this other brush here. We'll make the white shirt just a bit bigger. Right, that'll do. I'll put it in a mountain. I think it's a disaster. So. So there's no change, simply in the mount, which gives you a good indication of how bad it really is. I think I could probably put a little bit of heavier foliage there on the bridge. Save painting the edge of the bridge, hasn't it? Okay. All right. Fingle Bridge. What does that look like? Let's have a zoom in and see. The bridges aren't my forte, that's obvious. So they're the figures on the ledges. They go across to the. I like those trees, those blue trees. I quite like them, catching the light but distant. Plenty of shadow in the middle distance behind those trees. Oh, well, it's not too bad. I'll take a photograph of it and I'll have a look at it, see if I'm going to upload it or not. We have to take the good with the bad, don't we? Right, thanks for persevering with this one. See you soon. Bye bye.